Hello, hello, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who will be catching this live of mine. Charito Gabuya here, coming on to you live from my Facebook page, Charito Gabuya. And it's a Saturday morning here, it's 7:20 here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And just before I start my day and my kids start getting up, I figured I have to make this live about the excusitis, which I promised I would talk about again. But then, like, if you're a full-time working mom, well, talk about excusitis, right? So anyway, let's move on to the last two. And I would also be sharing with you two of the things that I think are my excusitis. That's my disease. And yeah, so moving on, let's go to the first or the third excusitis. It's the excusitis. Where is it? Okay. Um, I got the story ready. Now I'm lost. Okay, so here he shares, our Dr. Schwartz shares about the story of Cecil, who wanted to change just part of his career, but he was already in his 40s. So how did Dr. Schwartz talk to him and just changed his mind about his excuse of being old? But mind you, he's just in his 40s. I'm in my mid 40s now, so I don't know. Maybe I don't have this age excusitis. Let's see. So when he talked to this guy Cecil, he asked, oh, he said, "You're only as old as you feel." Too often people retort with, "But I do feel old." Can you relate to that? Hello, good morning from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, to the three people watching me. It doesn't show who, but anyway, good morning. Okay. And then he asked, "Now when does a man's productive life begin?" He thought a couple of seconds and answered, "Oh, when he's about 20, I guess." "Now, when does a man's productive life end?" Then Cecil answered, "Well, if he stays up in good shape and likes his work, I guess a man is pretty useful when he's 70 or so." "All right," I said. "A lot of folks are highly productive after they reach the age of 70. But let's agree with what you just said. A man's productive years stretch from 20 to 70. That's 50 years in between, or half a century. You're 40. How many years of productive life have you spent? 20. How many life have you left? 30. In other words, you haven't even reached halfway point." What about me? Okay, you've used up 40% of your productive years. And just after the chat, his Cecil's thinking switched, and then said, and he said, "Oh, I'm not really that old." So his thinking switched from "I'm already too old" to "I'm still young. And I think I can relate this very much with my husband. I'll talk about him anyway. He's not here this morning. Yeah, when we came here to Canada, when we first arrived some 12 years ago, of course, our um, first step in trying to settle down is look for work. And since I was an accountant back home, I just decided I would go back to school, take a course in accounting, just so it I would have an edge in looking for jobs related to accounting. And I told my husband he should take courses too, but voila, do you know what his answer was? The age excusitis. And in relation to the digital business, oh, hi, good morning, Maria. I'm talking about the age excusitis now, and you just popped up. So it's good. I would just like also to share with you that we have a lot, like in the digital business, our age range is so large. Like from the early 20s to the late 60s and early 70s, and people are just crushing it. And that's why I just looking at this whole range of people in the digital business worldwide, and my gosh, you can't have age excusitis if you are in the digital business. And if you have this, it would surely be erased slowly, or how fast it would be, it will be up to you. But for sure, age excusitis is not in the digital business, right, Maria? So, yeah, anyway, I would be posting about this, but what should we do about age excusitis? So, Dr. David Schwartz said in his book that there are three steps that he suggests. So, one is to look at your present age positively, practice looking forward to new horizons, and gain the enthusiasm and feel the growth. And secondly, a person's productive years stretch from 20 to 70. Take advantage of those productive years. May you be 20, 70, or somewhere in between. Number three, invest future time in doing what you really want to do. Successful people think only of starting now and never entertain the thought, I should have started years ago. Ah, this one hits me because I always look back, and now I'm starting to rewire my brain and just look towards the future. Try not to look back as much, although we learn a lot of lessons from our past, from the mistakes we've done, right? But the better part of it should be not to dwell on it. Just look back, learn from any mistakes that we've done, and move forward from it. Yeah, so one line here that I just wanted to quote also is that curing yourself of age excusitis opens doors to opportunities you thought were locked tight. Is it true? Can you anything popping in your brain now, or any ideas? Share it with me. So yeah, and then on to the fourth form of excusitis is the luck excusitis, and his example here talks about salespeople. So yeah, my case is different. I attract bad luck. I think I can relate to this one. But yeah, this story is about salesmen who are just use luck excusitis to portray one success and another person's are their failure, or not really failure, but they lag behind. So here goes. One of the salesmen walked in about 4 o'clock with 112,000 order of machine tools. Another salesman, whose volume is so low, he's a problem, was in the office at that time. Hearing John tell the good news, he rather enviously congratulated him and then said, "Well, John, you're lucky again." Now what the weak salesman won't accept is that luck had nothing to do with John's big order, John had been working on that customer for months. He had talked repeatedly to a half dozen people out there. John had stayed up nights figuring out exactly what was best for them. Then he got our engineers to make preliminary designs of the equipment. John wasn't lucky unless you call carefully planned work and patiently executed plans luck. So yeah, just two things to counter luck excusitis according to Dr. Schwartz. Um, yeah, let's just accept the cause of law and effect. Um, my laptop's just restarting, so yeah. um, it's we've always thought that people striking gold, as we say, is about luck. Oh, hello, good morning, Hodan. Long time no chat. Hello, how are you? It's it's time for us to get back on the groove. So yeah, hello. Chat soon, Hodan. I miss you. So yeah, and then the second thing to do is focus on developing those qualities that will make you a winner. Be a student and learn. That's for me. That's just a note I told myself. Be a student and learn. And it's in. Let me just relate it back to the digital business. It's There's a lot to learn in the digital business. The digital business, number one, is a people business, and it doesn't work if we just isolate ourselves. I tried that for the past year, and but for me it's a good thing because I got to reflect on a lot of things. I That's why I'm back. And it's it's always good to look up to people who inspire you. And I've tried other forms of businesses in the past. Others I was not really enthusiastic to start with, but this one is different, and the feel of the digital business is really different because although it's online, but you feel closer to people, and this is where you really are able to connect. I don't know, it's if you're not a digital business owner, you can't relate with it, but it's just um, the the effect on people to other people and to me, and it's such a great thing. That's why I'm just very thankful that I stayed. I decided to move on because just I am learning so much about myself, and yeah, I know I can do this because just seeing other people do it, like if you yeah, I don't know. If you just stop the excusitis within yourself, then you can just move forward, right? And just to share my two forms of excusitis is that my distraction excusitis. If anybody who has been following me or who knows me know that I am working downstairs when I am working from home and or work from our basement. And it's just that since I'm working full time, I I look forward to relaxation time at the end of the day. But then I also know that I should be doing something for my digital business after work. But then my excuse is that the moment I come upstairs and leave work, it's a whole new it's like a whole new world for me that I have a lot of distractions. I use my kids as my distraction. I use the television, I use social media as a distraction, and on the weekends I use my husband as an excuse and our errands as a distraction. But actually, um, just plugging in, even just for 30 minutes, I know I can do that, but I don't. And that's one form of my excusitis, my distraction excusitis. And um, oh, now I forgot. What's the other one? Yeah, just oh, the feeling, like I'm not feeling it. My feeling excusitis. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm burdened with something else. And it just struck me because in our mastermind meeting this Wednesday, I forgot who said this, but they said, if you are feeling down, if you are feeling unsure, if you're not feeling confident, if you are just not in it, if you're just feeling the negative side, go back to our masterminds. It's where you are going to feel that inspiration again. But just last year, let me just share that that's what I didn't do. I should have done that. Oh, here we go again. So yeah, I went out to every social media um, platform out there, just looking for that inspiration to perk up that mind. And lo and behold, the inspiration that I was just looking for, the push that I was just looking for, was just in the 149. Let me just say, it was just in the 149 package that I purchased 2 years ago. Everything is there. It's in our training site, which I took for granted for months. And yeah, now no more of that feeling excusitis and no more of that distraction excusitis. I am not committing for long hours. I am just starting to take small steps again. Every day I will spend time, no matter how long it is, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of training time. And yeah, I'm committing to that this year because I know that I am going to do it this year. So yeah, that's it for me. I will be posting again on how to counter those age and luck excusitis that I just shared with you this morning. And thank you, Maria, for the support. Thank you so much. I just met Maria online, but she's also here in Edmonton. We haven't met personally yet, but hopefully this year because we have a big convention coming up here in Alberta. And Hodan, sis Hodan, we miss you. You should, let's do this together again. So yeah, that's it from me this morning. I hope you all have a great weekend. Have a safe one. And till my next live. Bye for now.